Buzz's Retirement Garage. I was all set to do a video about the little things in retirement. And I read in the paper, and it kind of just switched my gears a little bit, so I'm going to switch them up on you. One of the sportscasters, the sportscaster of the Cleveland Browns since they came back to Cleveland in 1999, he passed away today, 68 years old. And I got to tell you, that hit me pretty hard. It was, for an old tough guy like me, I got a little emotional because, like I said, he's been the announcer for the Cleveland Browns since 23, 24 years now. You would hear him every Sunday, and he was just so good. If you ever get a chance, look up Jimmy Donovan, and the voice of the Cleveland Browns for years and years. And he had leukemia, and we all knew he was fighting it. He was doing his best to fight the leukemia. He had it, I think, in 2011. He had bone marrow transplants. He had all kinds of stuff over the past decade, and he really did a good job holding in there. He left the broadcast booth, I think, earlier this year or last year, because it had returned, his cancer had returned. He worked he was a sportscaster with a local TV station as well, and he gave that up, I believe, in June. A couple weeks ago, they had a, on the field presentation for him, and he wasn't there. So we kind of knew then, I think everybody in Cleveland knew that he wasn't doing very well, but still, when someone you've listened to for, 24 years, almost a quarter of a century, you've listened to him, and I think a lot of you people know that too. You have people, that out there in the sports world who were announcers who had passed, and yeah, it's not family. You'd probably never met them, but it still feels like family in a way. So, and the weird thing was, Neb Chandler, who used to work for local channel TV5 here in Cleveland, he was the voice of the Browns as well, and he passed away from cancer in, some years ago, but he was only, I believe, 47. And then Casey Coleman took over. His dad was big in sports, but Casey took over, and he ended up passing away from cancer at 55. So I don't know if the moral of the story is don't be an announcer for the Cleveland Browns. I hate to be weird like that, but Jimmy, he got to 68. And so how does this fit into retirement? Well, it doesn't, but it does, because you never know when that cancer is going to hit you. And, sometimes it'll hit you and you don't have long. Sometimes you could fight it like Jimmy did for a decade. So, when it comes to retirement, you hear everybody say, as soon as you can afford to retire, please do. And I think that holds true. Even if, you have a great job and everything else, you're still devoting most of your time to that job. And you're not catching up with the little things. So that was going to be the video, is about little things, right? The little things in life. And I got that from yesterday. I was watching Steve's Retirement Corner, and he had a little video out there, and he was wearing two hats. And I don't know if he knew it or not, or he was just playing a game with his audience, or what, and I still don't know. He hasn't answered comments yet, but it was kind of funny, because I commented on there. I said, I notice now in retirement, I notice more of the little things in life. And I don't know if that's true with you as well, but, like feeding my birds, I have said this on previous videos, there's birds over here that I never even knew we had. I mean, I've lived here 30 years, and I just never paid attention because, going this way, going that way, and just working, and you just don't really realize the small things until you're retired. Even when you're on vacation during your working career, you're spending more time on, okay, I'm going here, I'm going there, or we're going to do this or do that, and you can get some yard work done. You know, you're off for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but I think a lot of people take a week or something, and it's just not enough time to absorb everything around you. Now that I'm retired, I notice these little things a lot more. I notice the little bugs. I notice I just notice the birds. I notice a lot of different things because we've slowed down and we can look around now, right? I know it sounds kind of strange, but it is kind of strange, but you can watch the flowers as they progress. You know, after you put the seeds in, you go out the next day and you're watching and you can see it and you can take your time and you watch them bloom, and it seems like it's in a day or two it happens, but if you're out there every day and you're watching this stuff, and it's just so amazing, you know, and you get to just step back from that bang, bang, bang pace, right? Where you're always moving and always going and always doing. And you get to relax a little bit, more than a little bit. You get to relax a lot. And by doing so, you can take in more of your surroundings, more of the things that are happening around you. And I love that. I just think that's, like, in retirement, that's in the top 10. You know, it's not number one, of course, but it's still in the top 10 of good things about retirement. So anyway, I wanted to end it on that note. I wanted to start it off on just a little whimsical video about what another aspect of retirement, and I got into this other thing a little bit. So, but I think it needed to be said, at least to get it off my chest. So now it's off my chest, and I feel better about that. And hey, rest in peace, Jimmy Donovan. Buzz's Retirement Garage. Take care.